right. Crystal, it's nice to see you. We're going to be doing a little chat together on behalf of the Alternative Kind radio station. So I might just introduce who we are, because a lot of people would have been hearing Chris. So I'm Kat, aka Kitty San Pedro, and I am here with my friend and outstanding performer, artist, musician, Crystal, aka Lady Lash. Is there any other introductions? Do you have any other aliases that you'd like to be?
Daughter of the Seven Seas.
Daughter of the Seven Seas.
Crazy Aphrodite.
Crazy Aphrodite.
Mother of Hearts.
Mother of Hearts. Great. I love a lot of aliases. So this is a show with a focus on musical content, and I would love for us to just have a chat, sitting on your couch with cups of tea.
Easy.
Yeah. Cool. So the starting point is you have a new album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's out now. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
But there's a song on the album called Mother's Cries.
Yes.
I'm going to start that because it features me on the features me playing. So it's kind of like the song where we both are involved, and from that there's so many different connections I want to talk about. But first, the song. What inspired you to do that song? What's the song about?
The song is about... It's like a whole different... heaps of layers that you can put the song
Start
to.
with layer one, like an onion.
Layer one.
What's the first layer?
The first layer is the Ethereal Realms.
Mm-hmm.
The honouring of womanhood. The honouring of the womb. The goddesses, the warriors, the empresses. The power that women hold. Yeah, the power that women hold that is so deep and just so ancient.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it transcends. It really does. It really does transcend deep into the universe and deep into the earth as well.
That's cool. I'm glad. Like that's great, because now I'm thinking about, because the word cries, I guess. Because there's different types of cries, isn't it? You know, at first I was like, oh, yeah, it's kind of, I know a lot of pain and suffering, and it's kind of the burden of being a mum. But now I'm like, actually, like, I've got these kind of notes that I've written, but I'm going to jump to one particularly now, because it's inspired me about, like, a collective women's rage. But when I say rage, I don't mean like angry, but I mean like after centuries of stuff that you just described.
Yep.
Do you feel that? Is that what the cries in this song also covers?
Yes. Cries from the pain to
Yeah.
the pleasure to the happy to the sad, everything.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Yeah. All the different cries. And like the power of that. All right.
It's
so
the calling as
yeah,
well.
calling.
The calling that is like also alluring, but also powerful and scary and beautiful.
Yeah.
And just divine.
Like a call to action.
Yeah.
Is it like a call to action?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, like an awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I get a better picture of that now. That makes heaps more sense. All right. So look, the other thing that I was thinking about is we're the same age. And we can talk about age. You're not. Yeah. This you know, like there's always this thing of never ask a woman their age. But now I find now I just want to tell everyone my age.
Yeah,
I want
me
everyone
too.
to know that I'm 40.
Yeah.
Okay, we are 40.
40.
Everyone. We
40
are 40
and naughty.
We are 40. We are 40. We're 40. And do you feel like, because you've been, we've been musicians for a while, do you feel like you have a different attitude now at 40 than you did like at 25 or in your 20s or at 30 and then at 35?
Hell
Yeah.
yes! Oh my God. I am so much more open-minded now. I kind of felt like, you know, when you're in your teens, you're having that fun, but you're also worried about your friends. And then in your 20s, it's well, I was a young mum, you know, I was 18. So I had extra responsibilities as well. So I had to kind of tame myself, you know, as well.
Yeah.
Being in my 20s, like 18 onwards. But in my 20s, it was still very ego driven, you know, worrying about what other people were doing and what drama is going on. you know, and 30s, I was like, I'm done. I can't. The drama was still kind of there, but I was like, I'm done. There's a shift happening. And now that I'm 40, I'm like, fuck you all.
Yeah, I think that, because we talked about this before, that there's a definite shift. Something's gone. I don't know whether it's a hormonal thing, but something has left the building.
Yeah.
For me, like this, looking back, if I was going to say what's the difference between me as a musician in the music industry, because I want to talk about that too.
Yeah.
My attitudes and approach. You know, if I look back at in my 20s and that point where I first came to Melbourne, you know, I was I can see like this. I can see it all in front of me, like the change. I was, you know, wearing frilly dresses, that smiley, flowers in the hair type of fun, and I think kind of pleasing musician, you know.
Yep.
Like I was always the only female in a band of men. Did you ever find that you were surrounded by lots of men all the time?
Yeah.
Was that your,
Yeah, all the time. Musicians,
DJs, tech people, even in a audience sometimes, out and about. So I found that maybe this is something in the 20s, that whole caring about what other people think. You know, it was very about like, I was getting lots of feedback and it was all really positive. So then it's like affirming something. This is how, you know, I should be.
Yeah.
And then, I noticed around 30, 35, things started shifting. And I was like, you know, the change. But at 40, and then suddenly the progression came from like, girl with flowers in her hair, cute little vintage dresses, sort of up front, playing kind of quirky, fun, smiling, to like, you know, shirts that say "fuck the patriarchy" graffiti on my arm, and even musically shifted. You know, I was playing kind of upbeat, fun stuff, party, happy times, dancing, to really getting into some heavy Rebecca, the Greek urban blues, but you know the content is completely different. And the whole look and attitude changed. I've always been someone to change my looks, but this was a real overall kind of, I don't know, attitude change to playing. I really wanted to connect with and play with and meet with other female musicians. Yeah. So that's been a really strong thing for me. So when you asked me to record something for your song, I was really happy about that.
Oh.
So that's one of the highlights for me.
Oh, sissy.
But okay, so, you know, it's no secret that a lot of people think the music industry is a massive boys' club. Do you still think it's a boys' club? Do you still feel like it's a boys' club?
No.
No?
No. We are making change. I feel a shift. I really do. I feel a shift. Obviously, you're still going to get your patriarchy, the I am a man. But I definitely do feel a shift. I do. I feel that a lot of women are empowering themselves even more so, and just not giving a shit and just doing it. Especially, I don't know whether that's come even forefront because of COVID as well. I've noticed, you know.
Yeah.
Possibly. But it is, look, it's changing.
Yep.
Slowly, though.
Yeah, I think I've definitely noticed a change. At the risk of like putting your labels on things, how would you describe the music scene that you're in?
Oh my God, I have my own
genre.
Okay, my own type
like
of
if
music.
if someone was going to say, oh, you know, never hearing your music, what do you do? Do you have, you know, you have that kind of standard biography that we kind of will have to submit forward? Would you say, because would you say you're hip hop, R&B?
I'm
contemporary.
Putting myself in that box. I freaking hate boxes.
I
am a hip hop, jazz, soul, experimental artist. Yeah, that's who I am. Yeah,
singer.
I'm a mixture. Rap, lyrics, lyricist, poet. I'm a singer. Yeah. So
has that changed along the way as well?
It has.
Yeah.
In my 20s, I was writing poems.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, from my teens to my 20s, just writing poems. I used to listen to Tupac back in the day, and I didn't even put a string together of understanding how to put lyrics together. And as I was writing poems, then I started to learn, and I was like, wow, I'm actually writing a rap.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, just putting it through that journey as well. You're not putting it through, but going through that journey, and then it turned into owning my voice. But I've always owned my voice, even when I was young. I was singing opera when I was really young.
Yeah.
And I used to sing to the trees.
Yeah.
And to the leaves.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh.
How old were you? Is this always a thing? Do you remember? Because someone asked me the other day, oh, what made you want to take the violin? And do you remember, or what was the decision when you were a kid? And I had to say, I actually don't remember a decision. I remember going to a violin lesson. I remember getting a violin. I don't remember a trigger. It was just, It
was a natural thing for you, yeah. For myself, because I grew up, I think in the womb as well, come from the womb. Because sitting around the campfire, my mum and dad, and listening to all the elders singing, and I just came out singing, I guess.
You weren't screaming, and you weren't crying as a baby. You were singing.
Yeah, sitting around that campfire and really connected, and then progressing into school choir in my little school dress. And, oh, God. Singing Lutheran songs, Christian songs. In church. And
see, I went to a Catholic school. So I can't, that's a bizarre thing for me too, because I'm not Catholic.
Yeah.
But I went to a Catholic school, so I was brought up as well on the morning hymns, because we had that every morning.
Yeah.
And we took it in turns to read a prayer and then say, it was like that part in Greece where, it was like, good morning, everybody. My name is Katerina. Please join me in saying the morning offering. And then it was like, today's hymn is, then he will raise you up on eagle's wings in the Glory and Praise book, page 42. Like, I did this, right? But did that ever, because, I mean, how did that feel for you? Was it just another thing to add with your upbringing, because you've got you've got different cultures.
Yeah. It did actually. I kind of felt it, like looking back now and as a little girl, I kind of felt like it was robotic as well, like it was just a normal thing that you do in school. Or even like we were told to sing the national anthem, and we didn't sing the national anthem when we were really little, and they're like, stand up and at least mouth it.
Let's stand up and at least mouth it. Oh my gosh!
Oh God.
Yeah. Do you think there'll be like a lady Lash does Lutheran, like a
Oh my goodness! Excuse me. Sorry. Can you cut that out?
Yeah. We'll do an edit here.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So Lady Lash does Lutheran. Oh my goodness.
A gospel.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because when I was in church as well, when I was a little girl, it stuck to me all through the years, and even today. I used to, I don't know whether it was OCD that I had, but I looked over to my left all the time, because they had these beautiful banners on these on the beautiful windows, those stained glass windows, and it said joy, peace, love, truth, and that always stuck with me.
And that's a memory. It's so bizarre how some things are just like made an impact.
Yeah.
Huh. For me, I'm trying to think what the moment. There's been there's definitely been some stuff in my mind, I guess, that have led me to being a musician. Something I remember too is at year 12, because they're always counselling us to go what comes next.
Yeah.
Apply for university, and then they made us do, and this was early on in high school. And they made us write 6 options, career choices. Yep. And I remember my page just had one. And I just wrote musician.
Sick.
And I remember being sort of about 10 and just thinking, no, I'm just going to study music.
Yeah.
And there was no other option.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Good thing I got in, because my whole school life was built towards, auditioning for the music school, conservatorium, and getting in. And I had not considered that not happening.
Yeah.
So
you manifested that.
Yeah, or got luck. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
But good thing I got in. And then, yes, did my journey to end up kind of here. But I guess that if we go back to that point of Mother's Cries, the two of us.
Yeah.
Meeting, coming together.
Yes.
To do a song. Well, no, I shouldn't say coming together to do a song. You wrote a song. You wrote an excellent song.
Thank you.
And asked me to contribute something, which I was blown away by, and I didn't know what I was going to do or whether I could pull it off. Yep. But I said yes anyway.
Yep. On
an instrument that, I was starting to learn. And it's a Greek instrument called the baglama. Mm-hmm. And it's so iconic. Like, it's one of those things that people, if they see it on stage, they're just drawn to it and they're like, oh my God, what is that? But it's a symbol for Greece, I think, and a symbol for a particular period of music. And it definitely gives like a little flavour.
Yeah.
And so when I watched you do this online, you performed the song, you performed your whole album, and before doing this song, you mentioned acknowledging your Greek heritage. Mm-hmm. And I just wonder, was that intentional for this song particularly? Was it something that you wanted to do, for an album, or was it, and a bit more about that, like acknowledging that, that side of your heritage.
I always wanted to do a song that would acknowledge both sides, but even more so the goddess in who I am as well. Mm-hmm. So, this song was done specifically in mind for my Greek heritage. Mm-hmm. My family's from Rhodes Island, Katerina and Sienna. So, I was like, I need to do this. I need to have a Greek, a big song that is me and understands, and I'm able to get it hopefully another sister on, Greek sister like yourself, to jump on, and do something freaking amazing. So that's how it came about, and I just started writing, because when I write, it's very cinematic for me. It's very orgasmic for me as well when I write.
Is that visual?
Yeah. Visually feeling the womb starts to stir. It's just really spiritual for me. So, I started writing the song, and then I was like, I need Kitty to jump on this and play her amazing baglama, or what's the other one? The bouzouki. No, bouzouki.
I think there were a couple options, but I think that the baglama was what I ended up. I think I had a saz at that time that I was playing around on, but smaller baglama was what I ended up doing. But the other, sorry, do you want to? I'll let you finish.
And so I was like, I really need that sound, bring that Greek sound. But before that, because we hooked up for a few jams, at the house, so that's how. We actually met through the COVID situation. I was like...
We did, didn't we? We did, didn't we?
I was going through one of my dark nights of the soul, because I was in a deep, absolutely dark grief, pain of a separation in my marriage. It was really horrible. And I was like, someone needs to just pick me up right now. Who was out there? Just take me.
And I answered the call.
The
Mother's Cries. So
yes.
I guess that's another pivotal moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, for me too, was again a moment of going for something. I was looking for. I already said it. I was really looking to connect with some other female musicians that were. Because I guess I was finding like, I don't know, a disconnect at the time with playing. I was feeling really isolated as a female in a total boys club in the Greek music scene. I was feeling a disconnect between my age and what a lot of other women were doing at the time as well, because they were all having children and settling down and disappearing from gigs, and I was left, you know, there with the men.
Yep.
And also a disconnect between the, I guess, like the kind of conservative or, you know, mainstream
Yeah.
cultural traditional things that were that kind of come as a package with the Greek with Greek culture. And so when I saw the Cry, I kind of
But the
accepted
Cry
that.
before that was the documentary Rumbetica Blues.
So we do have another connection before that.
Before that.
Far out. Yeah,
Yes.
that's worth mentioning as well. That we were both connected with a documentary. My Rebecca Blues, which you were featured on.
Yeah.
And which I was asked to play with two other female musicians. We weren't featured in the documentary, I think, in the end. But there was some footage playing, and so we had this link, but via distance.
Yeah.
Actually, do you want just talk a bit about that? How did that happen for you?
You know what? That just came out of nowhere.
Really?
Actually, no, through my documentary. Yeah, the lady, she reached out to me. She goes, "Oh, I see you did a documentary and you're Greek. I'm doing a Greek documentary. I would love for you to come on, have a bit of a talk and a sing." I'm like, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she told me about Rumbetica Girls, that she was in talks with you, and I was like, okay, I got to search these amazing people up. So I searched you all up, and that's how...
Yeah, we found ourselves over the airways. But so, and I know, I know we don't like labels, but you know, people are going to look at you, and they're going to see your information, and they're going to see a woman. You know, they're going to say, "Oh, that's so interesting. There's an Indigenous woman with Greek cultural background too." Yeah. So, whether or not, you know, we don't like our labels, they still appear. You know, what we look like, our backgrounds, and so before, so you had a documentary that came out, and that spurred on someone getting in contact with you with the Rebecca documentary. Yeah, then we linked up, and then we finally met face to face.
Yeah, I think you reached out to me. I think,
but
I
were searching.
It was just, I don't know. It just happened. There was no, it just happened. The stars aligned, and here we are.
And here we are. Then recorded something. What I was blown away the most about handing over some samples to you, because I guess the other thing too I wanted to do the next thing I really wanted to explore was being able to record stuff for people and give it to them, and so it can be turned into something else. You know, because I never had that as a classical violinist. And then playing really folk trad music, all I did was I would look out the window at all you people like you who are doing cool stuff with samples, and there's electronics, and they're in hip hop bands, and it's how do I be a part of that? How does a classical violinist get into this scene where they're doing some really cool shit? And so, but when I handed over what I recorded, I was blown away because it got transformed into something completely different. I mean, when I say completely different, it turned into something
and fits the music and the vibe, and understanding how it's like a sandwich, layering that sandwich and understanding where it fits.
I was blown away by it. So, well, I mean, because I'd heard the song, you sent me the song, and then I recorded something. But was there a process for that? How did you put it together? I
sat there mid-COVID, we're in the middle of COVID, in this room here, my desk wasn't there, it was over this way, and I just started layering all these amazing with my guitar, because I wanted this big bass line, and just I started to put the guitar in. I was like, okay, I can put the guitar in there. That sounds freaking cool. So what I did, I said, I sent it off to another producer, Schizo Productions, and that's the ex-husband. And I said, look, Kitty's just done this amazing guitar stuff. I've put her guitar background into the song, and it sounds freaking amazing. Can you make it go longer and change it and do what you need to do? So I just sent it over to him, and then we started to do just to,
To me, because to me the song is an epic song. Like, if it is the type of song that if I was going to describe it, I can imagine like Mount Olympus, or like the beginnings of something, and then the goddess like Gaia opens her mouth and then gives birth to the creation of the world. It is like that, and it starts with just this little tiny plinky plonky high, teeny tiny instrument, and then there's a boom, so it's like the Big Bang or the explosion of it, and then and that little thread coming through, and I really love it. So I mean, I hope everyone can check it out. You can do a little spiel. Would you like to just do a little? Where can people find the song?
People can find the song. It's all on all digital platforms. On my Bandcamp, just search Lady Lash. Even on YouTube, you can just find it all over the internet at this point. And sit with yourself and listen to it. I do also suggest sitting in the dark and listening to it, and where does it take you on that journey?
One other thing was, like, has wanting to connect with your Greek heritage come later for you, or has it always been there? Like, for me, I feel like I wanted to connect with it as an adult, like much later in life, because musically, because when I was a kid, I guess, what I saw was like, Greek church, Greek weddings, doing all Easter and things like that. Yeah. So for me, there was also lots of obligation and lots of other stuff that I didn't enjoy. Yeah. But when I discovered playing some really traditional Greek music, particularly from a few regions, it like opened up another interest for me. Yeah. So I did that. I started connecting as an adult. Like, what about you? When did you start feeling like you wanted to go, I might suss out a little bit more of this Greek background?
In my 30s.
Yeah, for me too.
Yeah, in my 30s. I was like, where am I from? Proper, like really asking questions, and just because I kind of felt my identity was being ripped from my core, and my ego was on the ground, splurted on the ground. So I was like, I need to figure this out. Come on, what's happening with me? It was like I was dying and then rebirth again, I'm still like that. It's crazy. But the connection is even more so now. It's my identity. And I acknowledge that, I respect that, and I understand. And especially for myself in the spirit world, I feel really connected to both of my ancestries, my Aboriginal and my Greek. And it's just 40 now feels I'm more in my power, like more so. I'm more sure of myself. And like we were speaking about today, loving to be on your own. Yep. Sitting there with a cup of coffee at a cafe. Yeah. And not going, I wish I had friends here. Yes. You know? Yeah. You just sit there and you're just enjoying you.
Yeah, I think it's a confidence thing as well. I'm a lot more confident with my playing, not because I think I'm better, but because I feel like it doesn't matter if it's not good. Perfect. Yeah, not perfect. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter. And another interesting fact is, your background is from an island called Rhodes, and my background's an island from Kos, and they're both neighbouring islands.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. They're like super close.
Yeah.
So that's another really fun fact.
Yeah, that's like, wow. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was going to say something before. I totally forgot.
Oh.
Just slipped my damn mind.
Oh. It's alright.
All good.
Might come back later.
Wow, this is cool.
Hi, Chris. We just might as well edit that a bit. I'm just having some tea. Yeah, I mean, look, like, I don't want to get too, I feel like I just covered everything I wanted to, like, talk about, mostly about, that, like, little bit of Greek heritage connecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, what have I got here? Blah, blah, blah. Yes, specifically that track as well. That made heap more sense. I really like that explanation to me because... and just about... All right, going back to Mother's Cries.
Okay.
Because when you explained it to me about the cry being more of a call out. Yeah. From women.
Yeah.
And, because I was thinking like, yeah, okay, well, it's about being a mum. But that's not what it's about.
No.
It's not what it's about.
I feel like we're all mothers, though. It's a thing deep in our wombs as well. And I feel, we all have different cries, mother's cries. Like originally the song title I wrote for another song, and it was about Mother Earth crying because of the destruction and the greed that's happening, and just the desecration of country. And then I was like, I like that title on this one because I think it carries a bit more depth to it and understanding. There's more context to it. Like, a lot of people looking at it, Mother's Cries, Mother's Cries. Mother's Cries.
Yeah. Or another thing to sort of not identify with.
Yeah.
But I think the explanation.
But I think with my song titles too, I like to be mysterious about all my song titles, because your song titles are the ones that will catch people's eyes and try and understand what it kind of is about until you actually hear it. Maybe I should have named it something else. I don't know, but it was just the one at the moment, and you know what? It is what it is, and we move forward. Yeah.
I think it's definitely a great tune. Well, I mean, is there something that you want to do next? Like, is there, have you gone like, I mean, we were joking about the Lash does Lutheran.
Yeah.
But
imagine that.
But is there like,
I'll be like Madonna.
Is there something you just keep reinventing yourself? Is there something like, do you want to explore Greek, a Greek influence more? Is that somewhere where you want to go?
Definitely. I want to explore more in the ethereal realms and experimental. I want to do hip hop as well. I want to do another hip hop album. I want to be able to do a gorgeous soul album with jazz and just a mixture of songs. Working with orchestras and working with brass bands, and working with the Greek instruments as well, and more vocalization.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll to be continued. Yeah. We'll do part 2 of this. Okay. We'll do part 2 when we're 50, maybe. To the next 10 years. We'll see where we're at.
The world.
Who knows? We've done, by that time, we've covered all sorts of ground, so stay tuned. But thank you for having a chat. I look forward to doing something else, and everybody listen to Mother's Cries. I look forward to seeing you in the Greek community more.
I'd love to. Be a part. Connect. So thank you for having me on, sister. Goddess, my sister goddess.
Anytime. I like talking, so whenever we're free to talk, we'll just sit on the couch and have teas.
Cups of tea.
Yeah.
Some dips.
That's it. And just record.
It's done.
All right.
Thank you, Sissy.
You're welcome.
Boom, shakalaka. You can use that.